Have you ever wondered why some people bounce back from failure stronger than before, while others crumble and give up? It's a question that has long intrigued us, prompting us to delve deeper into the phenomenon of resilience. In this video, we're going to explore how successful individuals transform their failures into stepping stones that lead them to success. We'll discover how failure is not a dead end, but rather a pivot point for a new direction. Stay tuned as we delve into the inspiring stories of famous people who have turned their failures into success. Imagine being fired from your job because you lack imagination. That's what happened to Walt Disney. A man who would go on to create a world of imagination that continues to captivate us was once considered unimaginative. In his early days, Walt Disney was a struggling artist, barely making ends meet. He started a company called Laugh-O-Gram Studio, creating short animated films. But the business was a financial disaster and he was forced to declare bankruptcy. But did that stop Disney? No. He used this failure as a stepping stone, a learning opportunity. Moving to Hollywood, he rebounded with the creation of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But in a cruel twist of fate, he lost the rights to Oswald due to a contract loophole. Another failure, another blow. But Disney, with his indomitable spirit, didn't wallow in his failure. Instead, he created a character that would become a cultural phenomenon: Mickey Mouse. The success of Mickey Mouse marked the beginning of Disney's empire. He created the first ever feature-length animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, defying critics who believed it would be a huge flop. This film not only became a massive hit, but it also set the standard for the animation industry. Disney continued to innovate and expand his empire. From Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, to the creation of Disney World and Epcot, he built a legacy that continues to touch millions of lives around the world. Disney's journey was not smooth sailing. It was filled with failures and setbacks, but he never let them deter him. Instead, he viewed them as opportunities to learn and grow. His story is a testament to the power of resilience, determination, and above all, imagination. Disney once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." He saw failure not as a deterrent, but as a stepping stone to success. His life is a shining example of turning failures into triumphs and dreams into reality. Before Harry Potter was a household name, its author J.K. Rowling was living on welfare. Joanne Rowling, better known by her pen name J.K. Rowling, was not always the acclaimed author we know today. There was a time when she was struggling to make ends meet, living in a cramped apartment with her daughter and surviving on state benefits. But what she did have, even then, was an unyielding belief in a story about a young wizard named Harry Potter. Rowling faced rejection and failure. Time and time again. She sent her manuscript to multiple publishers only to be met with one rejection letter after another. Yet, she didn't let the failure deter her. She continued to believe in her story and in her ability as a writer. She once said, "I had failed on an epic scale. An exceptionally short-lived marriage had imploded, and I was jobless, a lone parent, and as poor as it is possible to be in modern Britain without being homeless. By every usual standard, I was the biggest failure I knew." But instead of letting this failure define her, she used it as a stepping stone, as a fuel for her determination. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and belief in oneself. It was this unyielding faith in her story that finally led to the acceptance of her manuscript by Bloomsbury, a small British publishing house. And the rest, as they say, is history. The Harry Potter series has sold over 450 million copies worldwide, has been translated into over 70 languages, and has become a cultural phenomenon. Rowling's journey from a single mother living on welfare to one of the world's most successful authors is an inspiring example of what can be achieved when you refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated failures. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default." Her story is a powerful reminder that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. These stories show us that failure can be a powerful motivator, not something to be feared. It's a stepping stone, a learning curve, a catalyst for growth. It's a teacher, a mentor, a guide. It's a reminder that we are human, that we strive and struggle, and that's what makes our victories so sweet. Imagine a world where we never fail. Sounds perfect, right? But in this world, there would be no growth, no learning, no improvement. We would be stuck in a constant state of stagnation, never pushing our boundaries or expanding our horizons. It's through failure that we learn to pick ourselves up, to dust ourselves off, and to keep going. We are often told to believe in ourselves, but what does that really mean? It's not just about having confidence or a strong self-image, although those are certainly important. Self-belief is about having faith in our ability to learn, to grow, and to overcome obstacles. It's about knowing that even when we stumble, we have the strength to get back up and keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from failure, but about using that failure as fuel for success. It's about taking those lessons learned from failure and using them to build a stronger, more resilient self. It's about not letting the fear of failure stop us from pursuing our dreams. So how do we overcome our fear of failure? We start by accepting that failure is a part of life, a part of the journey to success. We learn from our failures, we grow from them, we use them as stepping stones on our path to success. We don't let them define us, but rather we define ourselves by how we respond to them. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success, but rather a part of it. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. It's not about the destination, but the journey. And on this journey, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is a chance to learn, to grow, and to become the best version of ourselves. So, what can we learn from these inspiring individuals? From Walt Disney's relentless determination to J.K. Rowling's unyielding faith in her talent, we've journeyed through stories of extraordinary resilience and self-belief. These individuals weren't immune to failure. In fact, they faced it head-on, using their setbacks not as stumbling blocks, but as stepping stones to their eventual success. Every failure, every setback, every rejection, they all have something in common. They're teachers in disguise. They push us to question, to learn, to grow. They teach us about our strengths, our weaknesses, and most importantly, about our potential. In essence, failure is not the end of the road, but a bend in the road. It's not about falling down, but about getting back up. It's not about losing, but about learning. It's not about giving up, but about going on. And remember, it's perfectly okay to fail, because the road to success is often paved with failures. It's these failures that shape us, that refine us into the best versions of ourselves. So don't fear failure, embrace it, learn from it, grow with it. Let it be your guide, your teacher, your stepping stone to success. It's time to change our perspective on failure. So the next time you face a setback, remember these stories and use it as a stepping stone to your success.